Welcome to V2C Kids, Whispers of Care, Sweet Dreams Everywhere. So, today we are going to read the story of the Bear's Secret Whisper, a tale of friendship, fear, and forgiveness. Ram and Shyam were the best of friends. They studied and played together and even shared their lunch every day. The whole village knew where Ram went, Shyam followed. One bright morning, as they sat under the banyan tree, Ram said, "No matter what happens, we will always stand by each other." Shyam grinned and nodded, "Always." One fine day, Ram and Shyam decided to visit the nearby village. The path led them through a thick green forest. They found a big shady tree and decided to rest under it and eat. Shyam opened his tiffin bag and they shared their food. They chatted and laughed, enjoying the day. As they walked deeper into the forest, a strange silence fell around them. The birds stopped singing, and the wind held its breath. Then a giant bear stepped out from behind the trees. Ram's heart thumped loudly, and Shyam's hands began to shake. They looked at each other, frozen with fear, not knowing what to do next. Ram knew how to climb trees, so he ran and climbed up the nearest one in a flash. In no time, he was high above, hidden among the branches. But poor Shyam didn't know how to climb. He looked around, searching for a place to hide, but there was none. The bear's heavy steps grew louder and louder. Shyam looked up in disbelief. Ram knew that Shyam couldn't climb trees. But fear took over, and without a second thought, he rushed up the nearest one, leaving his friend behind. Ram's promise echoed in his mind. We will always stand by each other. His heart sank, but there was no time to be angry. The bear was coming closer, and Shyam had to think fast. Thinking quickly, Shyam lay flat on the ground and closed his eyes. He remembered that bears never prey on the dead, so he stopped breathing and stayed as still as a rock. The bear came closer, its heavy breath warm on his face. It sniffed him from head to toe, then grunted. The bear sniffed Shyam once more, then stopped. It tilted its head as if thinking and let out a soft, disappointed grunt. No breath, no movement. With a deep sigh, the great animal stepped back. Nothing for me here, it seemed to think. It turned slowly, gave one last look, and walked away into the forest, disappearing behind the tall trees. When the bear finally disappeared into the forest, Ram slowly climbed down from the tree. He rushed to Shyam, who was now sitting up and brushing off the dust. "Thank goodness, you're safe," Ram said with relief. Then, curious as ever, he added, "Tell me, Shyam, what did the bear whisper in your ear?" Shyam looked at Ram calmly. A faint smile touched his face as he said, "The bear told me never to trust a friend who leaves you in danger." Ram's face turned red with shame, and he lowered his eyes to the ground. He held Shyam's hand and said, "I was scared, but I promise I will never leave you again." Shyam smiled and nodded, and they walked through the forest wiser and closer than before. So, my dear little friends, what is the moral of this story? We learned that true friends never leave each other's side, no matter how hard the times. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Also, true friendship isn't just about laughter and play, but it also means forgiving, trusting, and growing together. So that's all for tonight. If you like the story of friendship and bravery, click like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to V2C Kids for a new story every week. Good night, my little stars.